name is Dietrich. This is Bank After Ball.
This is Bank After Ball. This show was created to talk about athletes' journeys on and off the field in the world of business, entrepreneurialism, and finance. Let's see what's going on today.
Today's guest is Dietrich Riley. Now let's jump into it. What's up, man?
What's going on, bro?
How are things?
Life is good, man. I'm happy to be here.
So give us a little bit of background on you.
Let's see, where do we start?
Let's start off at UCLA.
All right. UCLA was a part of a great recruiting class, came in 2010. We were a top 5 recruiting class. The first 2 years, things didn't really go the way we planned it to go. We came in with, goals and aspirations to, make it to a national championship, some big bowl games. And then, things had, switched and went in a positive direction. But unfortunately, when things changed within the coaching staff, that's when I had to medically retire. But just to still be a part of that environment, just to see how the culture changed and, just the atmosphere at UCLA, man, it was awesome. Arrived in 2010, graduated in 2014, got that degree, still proud of that, man, to this day. And I wouldn't change the experience.
I mean, when we were playing there, I noticed that it was like when that medical retirement hit, you just immediately switched over into this new, like, I'm going to modeling, I'm going to go into this, I'm going to go into that. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so when I had retired, it was tough to accept, It's like, how do I face this reality? Now it's like you grew up, you always had your mindset on making it to the NFL, it was just tough. So when it's just taken away from you, man, it's like, how do you respond to that, So it's like, okay, you don't want to like sit and dwell on the past and feel sorry for yourself, because at the end of the day, time is just going to continue to pass. So when I had retired, I really had to I had that moment where I had to really just say, okay, what's the next step? You're going to let football define you, or you're going to you're going to move on and, attack this. So I didn't get into modeling until after I graduated from UCLA. So, I had those 2 months I really, sat and weighed out all my options and figured out, okay, which career path do I want to take? Did I want to go into sports representation? Because at UCLA, my senior year, I ended up interning with Landmark Sports Agency, Kobe Bryant's agency, with Rob Pelinka, all those good people. And it was awesome. I spent, did it for about 3 to 4 months just to learn the industry. But then, the internship had ended. So I was like, okay, do I want to go back to school, get my, my master's in order to become an agent? But then I'm like, it was just too early. Do I want to be a coach? It was just tough, coaching your peers. But at the same time, it's like I had to give it a rest, step away from the game. And then, went to 4 models and got signed right on the spot. And it was definitely something I, was very proud of, being the most, Ford having that reputation, being the most prestigious and oldest, modeling agency in the world, man. It was awesome.
So take us from there to how did you get into real estate?
Yeah, so it was just an opportunity. I just landed right on the table. I didn't envision myself being a model my whole life, because it's only a certain window that you have within that career. And luckily, I've been in the industry for 7 years. Still to this day, I'm still part of Ford, and I've still booked some great gigs. I've done New York Fashion Week. I've walked the runways. I made Huffington Post. I've done Levi's. You name it. I worked with Tommy Hilfiger. But with real estate, I was always infatuated with the business, because we all need shelter. We don't want to get rained on. So and I've always looked at, I've always done my research and done my due diligence and seen like the most wealthiest people in the world are always tied to real estate. And so, as a kid, I would always just drive down, my neighborhood and just say like, one day I want to own this building, or I want to, have a house like this. And I got into real estate. I started on the construction side of it. I learned, property management roles, and then, got my license. And so far, man, it's been a great journey.
So how much have you sold total so far?
So far, within the first quarter, we've done over 46 million, and on pace to crack another 50 million in the second quarter. So, things are definitely going in the right direction. It's just, learning each and every day, especially when I came into, when I got licensed, it was during the pandemic. So you know, it was just tough because I didn't have access to the open houses. You know, I really didn't have that database. So, you know, I really just came into the game and really just had to make a name for myself and just learn each and every day. And, you know, you dictate your own schedule as a realtor. It's not a 9-to-5 job. So you wake up whenever you want, you clock out whenever whenever you're done. So, you know, I've definitely carried that same mindset as an athlete into this industry, and it's going well.
So how have you been able to be so successful at it so quickly? Because most people don't go into real estate and all of a sudden sell $40-something million, you know, in their first quarter.
Yeah, it's honestly, you know, you just have to surround yourself with like-minded individuals, or, you know, people that are been in the industry and, you know, been prominent figures. And I've been surrounded with great mentors, you know, within the industry. I've learned from the best. And, you know, being a part of Sotheby's, the biggest brokerage in the world, voted #1 real estate website in the world, I definitely take great pride in it. And, yeah, I'm not afraid to ask questions. That's one thing. If there's something I'm uncertain of or things I need to improve on, I'm always evaluating my progress, and I'm never satisfied. So I just carried that mindset as an athlete, you know, the preparation. It's like learning a new playbook, putting together the game plan. Now it's all about executing and just, you know, going in there and just, you know, taking, you know, great care of someone's most important asset. It's their home, you know, it's their livelihood, something they built and worked towards their whole life. So I definitely enjoy it.
So you hit on there about having a good network, right?
Absolutely.
So what mentors have you had that have allowed you to, you know, grow into the person that you are right now and have helped you along that way?
Well, first and foremost, my family. You know, they've always been by my side through, you know, the toughest moments of my life. And, you know, they've always, you know, provided me with love, you know, encouragement. And at UCLA, just the network itself, you know, it's so strong. And I definitely want to hit on the fact that you appreciate it when you're away from it.
Absolutely. You don't appreciate it when you're in the bubble.
Exactly, because you're just like, you're in that confined space and you're just thinking, okay, I'm an athlete, I'm a football player, this is all I know, this is my group of surroundings. But with me, I branched out a little bit earlier, and I was able to meet many people within the alumni and the alumni network, and it definitely it paid a great care for me, man. So I'm excited.
Well, you hit on, you were able to like tap into alumni a little bit earlier than most. You know, do you think that the athletes now can do that given their schedules and those type of things to tap into those networks? I mean, granted, you had an injury that happened and it kind of forced you to make that pivot early, but do you think athletes tap in enough into that now?
Well, of course, now social media is stronger than ever, so everyone can see what you're doing at any given time. You have the platform now, so everyone, of course, wants to be a part of what you're doing. They want to be involved with you now. So when I was at UCLA, when I came in 2010, you know, Twitter was just getting off the ground. Facebook was, you know, carrying on, and Instagram popped in 2011. But now social media and everyone being able to create a brand for themselves, and really, that's like your resume now. You know, it's not just like, you know, what you're doing on the field. It's all about what you're doing off. People want to see what you're doing, your lifestyle, who you're around. So, yeah, UCLA, man, it was still to this day, I'm always connected with everyone around there, and, you know, because they changed my life as well.
Obviously, you're a really successful model, and then you also have a really successful real estate career. Do you have like any financial advisors and people that help you along the way as well?
Well, my uncle, he's a manager at Oak Tree. So he's, you know, always giving me great pointers and, you know, how to manage my money and how to really, you know, as you continue to get money, you have to also put it away. You don't want to be quick to spend.
Exactly.
You know, of course, you always want to reward yourself, but do it in a timely manner and really just set goals for yourself and say, okay, if I reach this certain number, if I do this, that's when I'll, you know, reward myself. But in the meantime, it's like every time I'm getting money in, I'm always just putting it aside, and I'm not quick to spend. So I've always, you know, had a great support system and people that looked after, you know, and helped me with my finances.
What about, where are you investing your money? Like, what do you do when you, let's say you sell a house? You know, where are you putting that money? You just putting it in a savings account, or are you investing in the stocks, real estate, or, you know, whatever?
Well, as of right now, I just want to get to a comfortable position where I could start investing in, you know, REITs, real estate investment trusts, put it into properties. But as of right now, it's all in my savings right now, just to make sure when I get comfortable, that's when I can start playing Monopoly around here. But as of right now, I'm just, like I said, just keeping my eye on things, and just like, of course with the stocks and everything, it's so unpredictable. It's up and down scale. But I feel like if I were to give anyone, any advice that has the money and the leverage to do things, real estate, you can't go wrong with it, because especially right now in today's market, it's so hot.
So what piece of advice would you give to athletes right now, and still in college coming out?
Well, first and foremost for athletes, dedicate yourself, to your craft. There's so much outside noise with social media and, people that are, that always have an opinion and trying to tell, athletes you're bigger than what you are, and, my advice for just athletes, man, do what's gotten you there,
Yep.
Stick to the plan, stick to the script, so if, you want to be a football player, stick to it. If you want to be in entertainment, you want to be a businessman, then go into that, but it's, for athletes, man, nowadays it's so much pressure. You have so much, outside noise. So, for athletes, man, just stick to the plan and surround yourself with people that want to see you excel, and if things don't go the way you envision it, man, just bounce back and have that, that resilience.
You give an athlete, advice towards athletes and stuff right now.
Right.
But let's talk about Gen Z, millennials as a whole, because real estate's now really turned into that whole, it's like a buzzword.
Absolutely.
Everyone wants that passive income and stuff.
Right.
So what advice would you give them?
Well, speak with a financial advisor, and make sure you get advice correctly on which, the right things to put your money into. At the end of the day, it's like you want to work smarter, not harder. So if you're receiving that passive income, that's going to set you and your family up for great success. But there's endless opportunities within this industry. But just make sure if you want to invest in multifamily units, single family units, new developments, whatever it may be, just make sure you're receiving the correct advice. Because if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. So just start saving, and like I said, surround yourself with a great team, and the opportunity is golden.
In this next segment, we have bullish or bearish. Bullish implies it's going up, bearish implies it's going down. Let's see what they think.
Housing market.
Bullish, always, man. It's so competitive. There's more agents in LA than homes on the market, so that's self-explanatory.
Airbnb.
Bearish because international traveling, I don't really know how that implies with COVID. There's so, it's tough.
Crypto.
Oh man, that's going up, man, easily. Because one, I just know from Sotheby's within our brokerage, we just actually auctioned off a 101 carat diamond for 12 million. So that just tells you, and they bought it, with crypto. So that's the future, man. And someone else just bought a home here in LA for about 38 million with crypto. So it's if you got the money to play, man, you got some crypto and you invest it, it'll definitely help you out.
Hey, brother, thank you for coming in.
Appreciate you having me, bro.
Hey, I'll see you guys next Wednesday.